Hey guys. We're gonna give it a few more minutes to get a few more people on. Hey everybody that's hopping in.
Hello.
All right, guys, we're gonna give it one more minute. There's a few more people on here. Hey Ruben.
Hey, Krista.
So you got your LLC from the state?
I sure did.
Yeah,
my next step is open up my business checking account, and I'm gonna start the seeding and the whole shebang real quick. So I'm gonna start contacting clients real soon. But I want to set this up first. But yeah, I'm following the program. I'm doing it.
Awesome work.
Thank you.
Let's see. I'm looking at the names and I don't even see the people that commented to be a part of the coaching. I don't even see their names. Let's see. Is Anika and Carla here? Hey guys, we're just waiting for a few more people to come in the room. And then I also noticed that the people that I had chosen aren't in the room yet. So Let's choose another group of people then. Let's see here. So we got Rue and Derek in the room.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Rue. And I think Derek is here. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So welcome if you are new to Hot Seat Coaching. As I posted in the group, I don't know if you saw it yet, but Hot Seat Coaching is where I really dive deep on a few individuals' businesses, really just dissecting everything, learning everything that they've been doing and accomplishing, and then helping them set and create the plan of action for the next 30 plus days that's just going to help them hit their goals even faster. So the coachings are very laser targeted, but also they're great learning opportunities for people to witness these, right? Because however I coach them is how you can, take that information and apply it to your business as well. You can take kind of the situations that they're in and apply it to your business as well. So we'll start off with Rue. Hey, Rue.
Hey, Krista.
What's been going on? Let me pull up this Excel spreadsheet by PowerPoint, and we can dive in deep on your coaching today.
Yay, I'm super excited. Thank you, Krista, for this.
I'm excited too because I'm excited to actually get caught up with you anyway. So this is a mutual benefit. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. All right. And all right. So put here Ruchi. All right, Ru. So did just to clarify, did we do hot seat coaching for you last month or no?
Me? No.
Okay, perfect. So how I do my hot seat coachings is we start off with the reflect and review, really just so I can get caught up on what's been going on, how much money you've been, how many clients have you been getting, and then we will dive deep on a few points that you want to make sure that we dive deep on. So after we reflect and review, like what are some points that you want to make sure that we cover today that you want to have an extra set of eyes on that we can kind of revamp and review today for you?
Right. So my main concern, not concern, but since we're coming out of tax season, I want to know what's my next goal for the summer. Like, how am I going to keep this momentum going to get this, income? I want to have that income flowing all the time until next tax season. So maybe a lot of extensions, some CFO clients, bookkeeping, all that included. At the same time, I want to take a little bit of a break as well. I feel a little overwhelmed. And I want to continue studying for my EA exam and CPA. Oh, it's a lot going on. But yeah, I think that's enough right there.
Perfect. Okay. So let's get caught up. So talk to me a little bit about what's been happening this year. How many clients did you have? How did you do this year, this tax season?
This tax season has been like mind blowing. I was going to send you a message, Krista, because looking at last year, I started last year with you. That's when I started doing my business. And I only had maybe 10 clients last tax season. I looked today, I think I served about 80 or 90 tax clients. Yes, I haven't finished everything. This is not including extensions and all that. But when I was looking in Drake and acknowledgement letters, I was like, wow. But anyways, it just blew up. I wasn't expecting this as well. So I had to deal with a lot of mindset issues too, because I wasn't expecting my business to just blow up. So it's been a great tax season, a little overwhelming. I would love to set up systems for next time. I was working until midnight on the last tax day, and I don't want to do that as well next year. I hired a bookkeeper, which is actually beneficial so that I don't, be looking doing bookkeeping and taxes. So that was helpful. I also hired an admin person who was helping between taxes and bookkeeping and talking to clients, especially on the onboarding part. He was actually onboarding my clients, which was actually helpful. Um, but I'm still overwhelmed. I'm not sure where that coming from. Maybe my schedule. I need to get my schedule together. Um, but overall, income goal, I would say I met my goal that I wanted to meet. Um, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And what was your average tax fee?
So I was starting like that's the thing too, Krista, on the pricing. My pricing is all over the place. I have some Schedule C's that I'm charging 650. I have some senior citizens that come in, I'm like 150. So it's like, yeah. So I'll say maybe average, I'll say about $400. But some Schedule C's, I'm being firm on, charging them about 650 going up. Yeah, I
Okay,
feel my pricing is good.
awesome. Okay, so $400 on average with Schedule C being about 650. So were you the only person preparing taxes?
So I ended up hiring someone on Upwork to help me with data entry. So he was doing data entering, and I was doing what's it called, reviewing. So I'd one text prepare right at the end. So yes,
Okay, so it was towards the end.
it was a little too late.
Okay, no worries. Well, it sounds like you started to kind of put some, people and, processes in place, but it just happened towards the end after you were already kind of like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed. Okay, perfect. So, with regards to tax season, what would you like to see happen next year to make sure that you're not as overwhelmed?
Mhm. I'll say my perfect taxes and it'll look like this. I'll get a client, from social media where I always get my clients. I want to have like a seamless onboarding experience. That's why I spend most of my time trying to say, hey, welcome, give me this, give me that. I want that to be seamless. You know how you apply for something, maybe a loan or something, you never like the experience is just nice. I want my clients to experience that. I
Mhm.
feel like it was a lot of back and forth. So maybe systems to be put in place. Right now, I have Onboardable, I have Taxaroo. It seems like I have too many systems that I need to just maybe put in place as one.
Mhm. Okay. And then as far as people, what are you thinking on the people side?
What do you mean in people?
Like, do you feel like you need more support when it comes to actually doing the taxes? So let's just say like you grew like very, very fast from this season, from last season. So let's just say that happens again, which I'm pretty sure it will. Let's just say next season you're going to be at like 300 plus tax clients.
Mhm.
Um, how many people do you think that you would need actually preparing taxes with you and
Right.
help with onboarding, client follow up, client experience, things like that?
Ooh, I'll need a full team. So I think I think to be comfortable, because the one that I was using, this guy, using who was helping me, I see that he has strength in Schedule C's, just like that. But I want someone who is more experienced in terms of maybe he or she can review the returns for this data person. So I would like to have a data entry person. This guy is amazing. He's pretty fast. I want to have a reviewer, someone like a quality controller. I want to have like an onboarding person. So I'll say the perfect team will be four people for tax season. And I don't want my bookkeeper to touch taxes.
Okay. So you said data entry, reviewer.
Quality controller, you know, yeah, I think that'll be enough.
eh,
I don't want to dig in my profits.
What was the fourth one?
An onboarding person,
Oh, onboarding.
onboarding specialist, yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's actually look at that really quick so we can actually just have this built out for next tax season. So let's just say, like I said, you bring in 300 plus people. That's going to be really difficult for you to do that by yourself. You already know that, of course. So how we see the pipeline is we kind of just build out like a mock pipeline, and then we can kind of put people and processes in place to kind of bring forth like that seamless experience that you were talking about. So let's do that really quick because that's gonna help. I'm a visual person. I like little blocks and shapes and stuff like that to kind of push me through so I can see from start to finish like what something looks like. So from start to finish, you have your marketing. So let's just say you do live video or you do your outreach. From there, the person actually, well, let me ask you, what happens when someone wants to onboard as a tax person?
So after the call, when I get them on the call, I was really good this time and on giving everyone their calendar link so that I can follow through. So after I'm done with them on the call, I'll just send them a taxaroo or onboardable link. I'll send them an invoice for QuickBooks. Then after that, I wait for them to upload the documents. That's where I got my admin person to look after, within 24 to 48 hours to see if the documents have been uploaded. However, that part was the one that was delaying most of the things because a lot of people were procrastinators. I'm a procrastinator. So it was a little bit of a delay. So what I found out is I ended up putting a link in an email, a welcome email, say, hey, welcome. Here's a kickoff call that I want you to get on with either me or my team member, and we can walk you through. That that speed up the process a little bit. So I'm going to continue with that. Okay. Yeah, so kickoff call.
And are you doing this one-on-one?
Yes, I trained my admin to do that. He was doing it one-on-one.
Okay. And then what happens after that?
So after that, all the documents are done. I send them off to my tax preparer. He prepares the documents. So I trained my admin to go through a checklist to make sure if we have everything. Then after that, we just send a message to the tax preparer to data entry.
All right.
Then after that, it comes to me to review.
Uh, all right. And then after you review, what happens?
After I review, then I send a link. I send the document through DocuSign to my clients to review and sign. And in that email, in that message, I tell them here's a link to a Zoom if you want to review with me so that they can get on the calendar if they want to. Some people end up just signing their return.
Okay. All right.
Then after that, I get a DocuSign. My admin just sent me a message on Trello that it's been signed. Then I go ahead and e-file.
Sure.
Then after it's been accepted. Then Drake has a letter that said it's been confirmed. Then I just send it to the client. I just download it, put it in there, and say, "Hey, uh, thank you, email." Then it's done.
Send confirmation letter to client. Okay.
Yeah. Then I was thinking maybe I'm not sure. If the number is going to increase, I wanted to send like thank you cards, but I don't. I was going to ask you that.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I think that is a great idea to kind of have a mix between like online and offline touches. I
Okay.
was just telling a group of clients in the TA7 that I definitely like the soft and offline or online offline type of interaction because it just hits different when you get something in the mail now. Like I was telling
Right.
them today that you know people grew like the main source of advertising was direct mail, was snail mail, and then everybody started to use it, and then it stopped losing its effectiveness. And then they went to radio, then they went to TV, and then they went to now we're on social media, right? And so now everybody's on social media, so it's like it's good to kind of go back and incorporate different marketing strategies and different ways to I guess I would say to wow and delight your client. And
Right.
snail mail could be excuse me, a great way to do that to send out those touch pieces. So one of the ladies was just talking about just holiday card or like one holiday card for like around the Christmas season,
Okay.
um, and maybe something around their birthday. Right, if you have that type of data that you're collecting and sourcing, well, if your software can like easily give you that data. I'm not sure if Drake. Do you know if Drake allows you to do that, where you can just run a report for everybody's birthday?
I'm sure it
Yeah,
does. There's a lot of cool tricks in there.
Okay.
it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it gives the spouses as well.
Oh.
Perfect. So, and so I guess here the last piece would be, I'm gonna just say snail mail. Snail mail. Let's say birthday or holiday.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to holiday. I don't want anyone send me a birthday card. Um,
So
especially
yeah,
text clients.
um, here my do this real quick. My my mouse keeps going out. Okay. All right. So here's what we typically do. We typically take these blocks and then we just block them off to very specific people or automation sequences, right? So obviously you're on the live video. It looks like there might be some opportunities for you to condense or to kind of like automate some of these steps. And we can talk about that in just a second. The strategy session. Okay, so live. Okay, so you're doing your marketing, your live video or outreach. That leads them to a strategy session or your onboarding link, right? So because you are kind of self onboarding with whatever platform you're using, I'm pretty sure you're probably doing some sort of self onboarding too, right? Do you have to speak to all your tax clients in order for them to onboard?
Um, I, I think right now, yes. I'll say about 90% of them, I talk to them on the phone. Then 10%, those are like, okay, just messenger. Then I just send them an onboarding link. But I think going forward, as I get, seasoned clients, it won't be as much, strategy sessions and, you know, referrals. It'll be easy not to get them on the call. They just need to get started. That's what I saw this year.
Hmm.
I didn't spend much time strategy session. Um,
For taxes.
but tax is correct. They were coming like, oh, I got referred by my mom. I got referred, or they come through my messenger, and I'm like, okay, let's just get started. And I just send them a link. But I would like to have someone do those strategy sessions if possible.
Mhm.
Um, that's gonna take
Right.
some training.
So yeah, so as far as the tax strategy sessions, I think those are really easier to outsource because they're already kind of like predisposed for taxes, right? They're already like, I know I got to get my taxes done. They're already predisposed to pay for taxes and to pay for this particular type of service. So you could get really anyone that is competent that you can kind of teach the strategy session script to, just, you know, the process, how they need to be talking to people. You could get someone on this job fairly easily. And I would just say, make it the same person that is probably in touch with your onboarding experience anyway, right? Like they're already kind of like doing that job anyway. So who would that person be? Who would be the main person that's like collecting the documents that can actually be kind of like be you? Like, is there anyone like that that can kind of be the face of the experience?
Yes, so my admin person, he's really good, even on the phone. So I would like to put him on that part.
Is he from the States or is he from?
He's actually local. He's here. I actually got assigned to him as an intern with one of the nonprofits out here. So that was a blessing.
Okay. And what's his initials?
Say BW.
All right, so BW is going to be in charge of the strategy session, and or you are going to be posting your onboarding link and getting people in. BW is going to be doing the strategy session for the initial piece, and then I would say he's also going to be doing the kickoff call too, right? Is that how you would want it?
Yes.
Okay. And so one of the things that a few of my clients have been testing is doing kickoff calls in a group format. So I guess I would ask you, how do you think your clients would feel, or how do you think that would work for you if you had like 5 or 6, 7, 8 people on a Zoom to kick off and kind of walk them through the process and how they're going to upload their documents and what's to be expected? I've been getting some good feedback from other people doing that. How do you feel about that?
I think it'll be great because I spent a lot of time talking about the same things. And I was going to ask you, maybe, do you think maybe I can do a video on Loom and I can just maybe put it in an email? I saw when I was doing Loom, a lot of people were just opening that link and following instructions. So I think that might be another good idea.
Okay, yes, I think that would be a great idea, and or a group kickoff call where you could just put it on, and you have kickoff calls on certain designated days, and people join, and you know what I'm saying? It's just a chance for them to just hear it live, where everybody, the experience is different when you're like online, and then you can also answer any questions that they might have, or your BW, he's going to be answering any questions that people might have. And then sending them off to complete their task. They're uploading their document. So yeah, I would say do a combination of both and see how it goes. Like record the videos, have those built out, but also see what a group kickoff call will look like. And then how we do this, we normally just we go to our calendar system, and your calendar system will allow you to manipulate like how many people can actually join a call. So you can limit the number of people on there. So you can say no more than 10 people, and BW is going to do group kickoff calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that kind of, you know, maybe 3 days a week. He's going to be talking to 5, 10, 15 people at once to get them, you know, formally introduced and onboarded, give them that client experience. And then they'll have the Loom videos too. So if you got people that are self-starters that are like, okay, I already watched, I already did that. Those people can go on and kind of, like I said, they're self-starters, so they can go on and do what they need to do.
Okay.
So Taxes Prepared, that's not by BW. Is that by somebody else, or is that still BW?
No, that's by what's his name? You can call him RM.
RM?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Taxes Prepared by
and me.
RM, right, and you. Okay, so let's put you over here too. Okay. And then, and so BW, he's actually going to be the one that is reviewing these documents to make sure that everyone has submitted everything. Is that his job or someone else's?
Oh, that's him. That's his.
Okay. Perfect. So let's put that here. And that'll be his job. Okay. Taxes prepared, and then are you going to be the main person doing the review too?
I would like to have someone do the review. Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it for the review for now. I think for the next few years.
Yeah, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the beautiful part is that we get to choose how we want to grow our business. And at some point, if that's something that you definitely want to outsource, then I would say for sure, it's just about finding the right person that you trust or that you could build up trust with, teach and train, or maybe who already has experience to actually do that for you.
You know what, Krista? Let's put someone on there because that was very overwhelming for me this time.
Okay. So this is something that we gotta find a person for, right?
Yeah, we'll find someone.
How do you feel RM is? Is he quality or is he has experience?
So he has experience, but he's mostly I wouldn't put him for quality control. I found it, some typos. Um, so I think I'll keep him just for data entry.
Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. All right. So sent for review with client, that is BW.
Yes.
And when it comes to return being signed and you actually getting on another Zoom with them, is BW able to do that?
I think for that, I would like to, if they want me to be there to sign with them, I would like to be there. Because most of those clients are the ones that are like, oh, how did we get, so much, tax liability, what's going on? So I just wanted to just get it done with them on there. And I didn't get much. I think I only got like 3 this time asking me to review with them. Uh, but I wanted to ask, should we give that? I mean, I give that option to them, to all of them, but do you think it's possible or something that can be actually be done with each and every client to review a tax return with them? Or once they sign this, I mean, what do you think, Krista?
Um, well, from your experience, you said most people didn't even take you up on an offer, right? Most people didn't even book a session for
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's cool. They just go through DocuSign. I made sure that I put an initial or signature almost every page. I know they didn't have to sign everything, but I just make sure that they stop at almost every page and read and put at least an initial. So yeah, so I think I'll keep it at that. And if they want to follow up with another Zoom call, yeah, okay, I'll keep it at that.
Yeah, and because I was just gonna say, you're to your point, you're probably only gonna have to meet with the people that probably do owe. Like they're like, wait, why? What happened? Like, how can we make sure that we can prevent this in the future from happening? And so depending on how your clientele shifts moving forward, this might be something that you would need additional support with. Because I'm thinking if you have to personally hop on Zoom with people, 50, 100 times, in addition to taxes, like this would be like a full blown position for somebody to do,
Right.
to be
Okay.
like that, whether it's you or someone else, but it's like you won't be able to do too much, especially in the midst of it, if you're doing like back-to-back review sessions with clients. So
Okay.
right now it's manageable. Right now it's manageable, but as your clientele grow, if you get more, I would say people that have liabilities, more corporations, you're probably going to have to talk to more of those people.
Okay.
BW, is he the person that's doing the message, or was that somebody else?
He's the one.
He's the one. Okay. So BW is just going to make sure that the return is signed, and that the client did their part for you guys to keep in your file.
Exactly.
And then who's actually submitting the e-file button?
I am.
Okay. And who is sending the IRS confirmation letters?
So that's BW. So I go into Drake and just see if it's been accepted. I just download and put in a folder, and he picks it up and he sends the letter.
Mm. Is he able to have access to this so you don't have to do that work?
I think next year I'll make sure that he has access. I hired my team too late, so I didn't have time to train and give them, a whole lot of access. But yeah, that's something I can give it to him.
Okay. Yeah, because we're just trying to take you through the process as much as possible. So you know what, Rue? It looks like towards the end, like you started to kind of put in these building blocks, because most times it felt overwhelming because you were the only person that was doing the review. You were primarily the only person doing the review with the clients. You're pulling the IRS confirmations letters. So just looking at this, I can see where you got overwhelmed at. And I'm confident next year, the fact that you guys started working on this process towards the end of the year, you can start outsourcing a lot of the stuff that you were doing to team members.
Okay.
Free up a lot more of your time. So you actually did really good. You actually did really good with how you put it together towards the end. So yeah, I would definitely spend time well before tax season next tax season to get a review person on your team, whether it's an enrolled agent, somebody that I was telling this to one of my other clients, because the bookkeeping review for her is getting overwhelming, right? The bookkeeping, the CFO review. So I'm like, okay, well, it's time for you. Like, you're bringing in enough money. And I was telling this to the other client. I was like, you're bringing enough money right now to hire and outsource that part. If it's becoming a bottleneck for you, if it's becoming too overwhelming now to do, to where it's actually hurting your quality, right? As soon as stuff starts hurting your customer experience, it starts hurting the quality of work, it's painful enough that you have to put somebody in place. So I told her to find a staff accountant. I'm like, you need to find somebody who can take on this for you, and you could just focus on sales and marketing, what you are most excited to do,
Right.
connecting with the client, and find a staff account who can actually, someone who has experience, who you don't have to train on how to properly close books and, communicate. And they can be like that point of contact with the client. And then you can come in as like, the savior at the end, once all your people done the work, which is what most CEOs do, right? Like they come in and like, yeah, so how was your experience? Like.
Yes. Yeah, Krista, that's what I want. So take me off on that tax prepare. I don't want to prepare taxes next year.
Okay.
And in the onboarding part, like I enjoy doing live videos and outreach, and I can still do the work, but this year I would say I would have done a lot, honestly, but I was working so much in the business. I wasn't doing enough Facebook lives at all. Like I was like, this is overwhelming. I'm just gonna shut off my calendar. So so I would like to be on the live video. I want to be reviewing with clients, marketing and sales. And maybe onboarding link. Yeah, I can still send that while I'm on the call with the client. But since my admin maybe might be doing strategy sessions,
Right.
onboarding link might be automated. It doesn't take long.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. And then as far as this snail mail, is that something you're gonna outsource?
I think I found something you can do online. Like you can, yeah, I think he can figure that out too.
Oh, okay. I just actually, so we'll just put outsource
Yeah.
to someone. And I was letting them know. So when I used to send snail mail, I used to just use my local printer. And then
Okay.
for I know Refund Advantage, they were my bank provider for a long time. They had a postcard mailing system that they'll automatically mail your clients in December of every year, and you pay them like 40 cents per mailing. So I had them do that. Plus, I would send out my own cards to everyone else. Just like I would just send out. Actually, honestly, I was only sending out newsletters towards the end of the year in December, just to update them on the tax law changes, to send out their organizer, because this was before we had online organizers. That's why I beefed up now. And that was it. That was my snail mail. Like I wasn't even sending out holiday cards. Like I wanted to, but I never got around to actually doing it. So find someone that you can outsource that to, just so it's done, it stays consistent, you're not thinking about it.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we know just next year, and I'll just put this on your action list, that we need, I would say, start hiring by October 2020 for tax preparer. And honestly, this person, if you could get someone maybe who can also who's also educated and experienced, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I would just say kind of like a EA, tax preparer, who can prepare 100 plus returns and review all returns.
Okay.
And then we just need to train up BW to get these systems. You think that he will be able to do strategy sessions, right? You said.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And train BW1.
So I think I'll need another admin person to do the other stuff, since now he's gonna be like replacing what I usually do.
Right. So admin for
part-time admin for maybe emails, yeah, just social media posts and stuff like that. Yeah, fine, follow up.
All right, perfect. Okay, any questions about this part?
No, I think that's like my perfect office that I would like to have.
Yeah. How much money do you want to make next tax season?
So next year I want to make about, I would say 250. That'll be my goal.
For the season?
Yes.
Get it. All right. So as far as, let's talk about taking a break first, because I know that was something on your list. Obviously a lot of tax professionals are burned out after tax season, because you are literally working 60, 70 hours a week for 16 weeks straight almost. So in your opinion, when would you ideally like to take off, and how would you like to take a break?
So I would like to finish off all these extensions. I still have a lot of people calling me like today, and I thought it was done, but maybe June I'll still be doing tax returns, right? It's my birthday month in October, so I want to be able to just take that whole month off. Right. So take the whole month off. So which means I need to have some systems in place for that to happen. Because I still have bookkeeping clients monthly. And I might be adding a few clients for CFO services. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so one of the things that one of my clients that she wants to do, she wants to take a week off every month in the year. So a whole week off in the month. So it was like, cool. Well, let's just make sure your people are they're shored up and your processes are set up so that you can take a week off every single month. So that's available to you, right? Like however you want to structure this, available. We just have to, put the people and processes in place to make it happen. But before October, you definitely get a break before then. So what were you thinking as far as maybe a week or even if it's a few weekends, you know what I'm saying, or 3 or 4 days at a time, like you do need to come up there before October.
Oh yeah. So next week I would love to take a break maybe from Wednesday to, like Wednesday to Sunday. So let's say from the 26th to the 31st, I'm out and I'll start working on June 1st.
And that's in May. Okay.
That's me. So I think that 1 week off I think it works really good. It sounds good.
Yeah. So let's see. May 26th that's a Wednesday to Monday? Monday
Yes.
to Wednesday? Okay. So or you want to just do the whole week?
I already so the thing is I forgot to block my calendar and I have clients already
Oh,
people
okay.
questions. Well,
Okay, so go ahead and do that. Okay, so block your calendar
okay.
for dates you want off. All right, that's first thing. Second thing would be to get your email automation, where when people email you during this time, even if you got staff to cover the email, still let them know, like, hey, we're going to be out of the office. Well, we still have staff, so someone will be responding to you in the next 24 hours or something like that. Like if you're BW, whoever's going to be still answering the emails while you're away. But you can still kind of like let them know that you are personally out of the office, so they aren't caught off guard. And then you do this like every time you want to take a break. Just try to block it off your calendar in advance so it won't fill up. Because I know that feeling when you're like, dang, I want to do something, and then that appointment pop up, and you're like, okay, now we gotta work around it. So yeah, try to block it off in advance. Set up your email automation, and then what we need to just make sure is one, we need to do client workload, and then 2, client communication. So as long as this is still churning, you can do pretty much anything. So client workload, just making sure that the people, the bookkeepers, the people that are helping you prepare taxes, they are still available, and that these 2 pillars don't go neglected. So as far as client communication, BW is there still. Right. And he's also doing, did you say he was doing taxes too? Yeah, no. RM does taxes.
RM does taxes, yeah.
What's the initials for your bookkeeper?
For my bookkeeper, that's CM.
CM, okay. So we got CM for bookkeeping. And then we have
RM for taxes.
RM for taxes.
So if he's doing taxes while I'm gone and I need to reveal them.
Say that again?
Now I'm just thinking out loud, if he's doing taxes and I need to reveal them, and I'll be going on vacation. Okay, I'll figure it out.
So definitely, for sure, having that person, I think this person is gonna like free you up a lot.
Yeah, I need to get one ASAP.
All right, so we got RM for taxes, CM for bookkeeping, client workload. Okay, and the client communication is BW, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that I still do you know, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know, however you want to look at that, is when I know I'm going to be away for an extended period of time, I still put in my schedule to check in for at least 1 to 2 hours a day. And this could be, actually, I won't even say 2 hours. I would say 1 hour to check in. And this could be something early in the morning that you do before you kind of just start your day. It's just to kind of look to make sure that emails are being answered. Let's see if you need to answer any client questions from anyone. This just is necessary until you actually get a person who can truly take over for that period of time, which takes time. Like, it's not something that typically happens. People don't typically find this person for a few years. So it's not uncommon that, yeah, you'll be able to take a break, you'll be able to take time off, but it's not uncommon for you to have to check in maybe 1 hour every other day to do something, respond to someone, or to, handle something urgent, maybe even just to review a tax return. You know what I'm saying? So that is not uncommon until you actually get your whole people in place.
Okay.
And so just for right now, that's on like it, taking a few days off, that's fine. Cause we could just tell the client your tax is going to be done on June 3rd. You know what I'm saying? We'll review with you on June 3rd. But when you go into taking a month off, that's when we'll just have to be like, okay, well, on this day is when I'm going to review tax returns for 1.5 hours, and I'm done. And I'm going to go back to spending time with my baby and my babies, and then keep it moving.
Ooh, Krista, that's gonna be scary because I'm looking to go back home to Africa in December. How am I going to?
In December, you said?
Yes. uh so that's other reason that I've been just not hot not getting in as much bookkeeping clients. I was like, oh, that's gonna be a lot of work while I'm gone. So I think I just need to put these systems, and I appreciate that what you're doing today, because if I'm gone for a month, that's
Yeah. So you plan on being gone in October, or did you say in December to Africa?
no, it's December, that's Africa, but October we can leave that out. But December, that's set in place to have.
Oh, and how long are you going to be gone?
It'll be a month.
Okay. Do you think you'll have internet? Some reliable internet?
I might, but with the time difference, and I just want to spend time with my family. But yeah, maybe I can check in once every week. That's the most I can do.
Okay. Yeah, and that's how many bookkeeping clients do you have now?
I have about 13.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what's like your time commitment to those people now?
So right now, the good thing about that bookkeeper, he does everything. I follow through your calendar that you created in the course, where he can do like, all the transactions end of the month and all that. So he's pretty good. By the time it's the beginning of the month, you already have financial statements ready for me to review and stuff like that. So that part, I think I'm good. And they understand, my clients really understand if I need to take time off. So
okay,
it's just communication wise, like, hey, this is, Christmas season. I'll be gone, and maybe giving them a heads up, a few months before.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think it'll be any, it's just bookkeeping. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm sure as long as they can get their stuff completed,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't plan on stopping work. You don't plan on stopping his work.
No.
Okay. Yeah, as long as so you're fine. Yeah, just the clear communication, I think, is just going to be key there, is communicating with them, who's going to be their first point of contact, if they have questions, how that's going to happen. And then for that month, just kind of, letting them know, like, here's how the communication is going to be, here's how you're still going to receive your documents, and here's where you need to go if you have any additional questions or support. Like, that in itself is going to be, as long as people know, as long as you communicate, they know.
Right. Yeah. I think communication will be key. Okay.
So I think this is totally doable. It's just as you grow from now until the end of the year, we just want to, I'm not sure if how many more clients this person can handle, how many more how many more people this person can handle. But it seems like at some point, you might be in the same situation where it would be probably beneficial for you to add on like a staff accountant, somebody that can actually do taxes and bookkeeping like you, and also help with this entire process, especially when you're away. Someone that you really could start nurturing over the next couple of months and build them up. And so, well, and this could be someone that's like maybe younger, maybe they're just not getting out of college and they just became an EA or they want to become an EA. Um,
Mhm.
you can, there's a few different ways that you can work with this person this year. Obviously, if the person's already experienced and they coming in as a full staff accountant, you have to pay them a decent salary, something comparable to the industry. But I've heard of people getting great success working with just motivated, younger. Are they still millennials if they're 20s?
You
Or
know what? You know what, Lisa? BW, he has an accounting degree and he's that kind of person. He's younger too. So I think that's why I was able to work with him for the past few weeks and actually engage with him well. So he has great energy and I see him, maybe I can train him using your process as we go towards, taxes is done, and actually train him some of these duties that I do during the year. So I think he'll be the best person now, but
yeah.
I think I need to add one more bookkeeper.
Yes, and so the bookkeeping, that's cool because we use Upwork. I'm not sure, is this person from Upwork or somewhere else?
He's at work.
Okay, perfect. So that's easy work. And he might even have people that he knows that he can kind of refer, bring on, help you with. But yeah, BW can really step into learning over the next couple of months where you could just start training him on how you do stuff and how you look at stuff. Like this could be a really great transition for him being young. And the pay, when you're younger and you're 23, I don't know how old he is, but I know when I was 23, making $500 a week was like this is just amazing. Obviously $500 a week probably is I'm not sure about it, where it depends on where you live at in the world. How about that? How about we say that it depends on where you live at in the world? I know you're in California, Ruth, so
Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, if he can step into this role and you can keep simultaneously have somebody step into this role at a high level and keep your costs down, I would say for sure take that opportunity to nurture him
Okay.
over these next
Um,
couple of months.
you think part-time will do, or I'm not yet ready to step into full-time? Right now, what he does is, since he's an intern, he comes from 8 to 2 every day. Um,
Does he come in inside or is he on Zoom?
no, it's virtual, but he
Okay.
works from 8 to 2. His schedule is 8 to 2.
Okay.
So we can keep, since he's still an intern, but once the internship ends, that's when I'm going to hire him.
How much are you paying him now?
So this one, he's actually getting paid by the nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's getting paid $15 an hour.
Oh, so you don't have to pay for him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely talk to him. And so one of the things that I discovered that you have to do even with hires is that you do want to sell them their dream too, right? Just like you would a client, like where you currently, get their current desired situation. You want to do that with your employees too, because that's just going to help them and help both of you get on the same page on how they want to see the next couple of years of their life. So I would just have a sit down with them to be like, yeah, so in a few months or however long it is, we're going to be transitioning, and we wanted to just talk to you to see, how you liked and how did you enjoy working here so far, any feedback that you have, and I really want to understand like how what do you see the future holding for you over the next couple of years, and then sell him the opportunity to grow with you,
Mm.
by coming on and handling a lot of the day to day. But you do have to present it as like this wonderful opportunity that he's going to be stepping into.
I like that.
Oh, God.
Now,
And yeah, I think you're gonna get all your breaks this year. You're gonna get all your breaks this year.
Already.
Yes, you're gonna get your May, your October. Shoot, like I honestly I liked my other client's idea. She's like, I want to be off 1 week every month. I was like, you know what? That's not a bad thing to say.
Actually, last time you talked on the call, I actually blocked my calendar. I don't do calls every single day, so
Right.
I only do them from 12:30 to 3:30. So I have time with my baby. I drop off at daycare, so it's been I'm transitioning really good. So yeah, it's good.
So study for the EA exam. So I would just put that put a deadline to it. So when would you like to get that completed?
So I would like to get that completed before I visit back home. So by November 30, yeah, that should be done.
So where are we at? I would do August, September, October. And so however you want to split it up, but I would study and take exam. I'm gonna just say one, for instance. And
Mhm.
then let's just copy and paste. Two, and then study and take exam number 3. Just to kind of give yourself some space, because I mean you could kind of stack this up in August or in September if you wanted to, but just to kind of give yourself some space to kind of just take your time with it, so you're not like rushing. So I would say, for instance, you can start studying like August 1st and then set your exam to be like August 30th or something like that. So you're
Right.
studying and taking an exam in the same month. And same thing for September. Start the beginning of the month and then you can set the exam date towards the end of the month. That way you give yourself some time to just pace yourself, as opposed to trying to cram. And then a lot of this stuff, because you have been working, is gonna you're gonna be more, you might blow through this faster, because you already exposed to tax law, doing taxes in real life. So a lot of information you're gonna be able to retain a lot better anyway.
Okay.
So this is just kind of like a basic overview on how you can kind of pace it this year and kind of get all 3 parts squared away, and then have your license. Hopefully they'll mail it before the end of the year.
Okay. Yay.
And then that'll give you, yeah, June, July to kind of take a breath before you like hop back in and start like studying and stuff.
Yes.
And then last but not least is coming out of tax season. So we're actually gonna be doing like a whole training on this too for sure next week. What I would say about this is which service do you want to grow and scale this year? Monthly recurring. Is it CFO? Is it bookkeeping? Is it tax planning?
Whew. I would say that CFO services, um, CFO and tax planning. That's what I really want to focus on, because the kind of clients that I've been helping this past tax season end up owing a lot of taxes. They didn't have any tax planning in place, so I would like to put that in place. And also, I enjoy teaching online, like workshops and seminars. And sometimes it gives me like a income boost. So maybe once a month, doing like a 1 hour to 2 hour workshop that people can pay, um, like what I did last year. Yeah, I want to put that in place.
What were
I
you
teach a lot.
what were you teaching on your workshop?
So last year, what I did is that was towards the end of the year. Remember, we were doing the end of year bundle that we were selling, but I was teaching like new business owners how to get ready for taxes and business structures, uh, applying for year ends, how to put themselves. It was just like a 2 hour workshop that I just created, but a lot of people really loved it. Um, they didn't really know, how to do this, especially if they're new in business, how to set up the bookkeeping. Um, so that's one thing that I want to be able to offer
Mhm.
almost every month.
Awesome. And how much were you charging?
So I charged I charged $97, but I felt like I gave too much information for that just one price. Like my head was just like, whew. But they got a lot of content. But now I think if I do it, I can do it maybe as a 3 hour workshop, or just actually charge maybe 497, like a kind of like a VIP day, and just like, hey, come get your stuff together, kind of like that. Um,
Yes, I like that. I like that. And then as far as like bookkeeping, like how many more bookkeeping clients would you like to get?
I'd love to double that number that I have. I have 13 right now. And by the end of the year, if I can just have 30 bookkeeping clients, um, I think I'll be good at a minimum of $500.
Okay. Okay, so how about 30 bookkeeping clients? So that'd be 180,000. And you're at 13 right now. You're about halfway there.
Yes, I'm at 13, but my price is not everyone is paying what I wanted to pay. But yeah, I'm working on that.
And so your tax preparation business, you had about 400 average fee, no, 650 average fee for about your business, 400 for individual, and you brung in how many business clients do you think you serviced?
Ooh, I need to get these numbers in order. It's all over. So you have 35 on there. I have about 90. That sounds about right, Krista.
Okay,
Hmm.
about 75, 25 almost. And do
Yeah,
you have any CFO clients right now?
not yet.
Okay. And so we will let's start
Can
another.
I come in CFO at 1500, or that's too low?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as it's not CFO, bookkeeping, tax planning, tax prep for 1,500, it's fine. Okay, and then you want to do your monthly classes. So let's put that on here. Monthly. Oh, come on now. Give me lowercase.
Monthly VIP days. Let's call them.
And then you were thinking about how much?
We'll say $500.
Okay. And if you do that every month, how many clients would you want to put into that every month?
110.
You said 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's see, if we start that in, you think you could start doing those classes when in August or?
Yeah, I'll say August. Yeah.
Okay, but then keep in mind, so August, September, you're gonna be gone October, so maybe November you'll do a class. So that's only 3 classes
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
now until the end of the year. Okay, so that's about 30 people. All right, so that's about 15 grand in income. Okay, so how much was your goal for this year? Because right now I got 325.
What?
What was your goal this year?
My goal was 250. Remember we did that in
Oh, good. We over your goal. Good. So it looks like we just need to shore up this bookkeeping. Oh, because I put CFO 4. I just left it at 4. How many CFO clients do you want to get this year?
I think 4 will be good. I'd like to start with them in I already have 2 prospects that are ready to go. So yeah, so I think we can start CFO services in July. So July, August, September. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back. Whoops.
That's a scary number right there. 325.
Okay, there we go. Here we go. Okay. So after tax season income, so yeah, so have you been the 13 clients that you have, are they predominantly in a niche?
No, all of them are service based. A few are coaches, consultants. Yeah, so coaches and consultants. That's what I have on my bookkeeping clients.
Okay, got you. Perfect. So what I would do is just stack your content in a way where you can call in these 3 buckets of clients over the next several months. So it's really just about how you're communicating. So it's going to be a combination between your content and your outreach. So if I'm looking at, getting more bookkeeping clients, I'm going to talk about more bookkeeping problems and pains and situations that my clients are going through. Same thing for CFO and same thing for your monthly classes. It's kind of like what you talk about is what you're going to attract to you, and how you're communicating is what you're going to attract to you. So you just have to be mindful of that. And I would just put it on a set schedule to where if I want to call in CFO clients, actually I meant to, let me cut that. If I want to call in more CFO clients, I'm just going to have a set schedule on the content for that month, or vice versa, right? A bookkeeping, and you could split it up to where you're not just talking about one thing for the entire month, or you could, like I do have clients that like themes for the month, and that is totally beautiful too. Like having a theme can kind of just keep you on track, or maybe having a theme for the next 2 weeks is going to keep you on track. So have themes with your content and for your outreach. So as you are friend requesting these people, as you're putting out content, it's kind of like you're going to be launching and talking about these different types of services. So for instance, if we look at CFO services, who would need CFO services in your niche, right? Just off the top of your head, who would typically need a CFO? So is there any clients right now though that comes to mind?
Right. Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. I can actually upsell them into CFO services. And the other clients that were my tax clients, they don't have bookkeeping in place. They would do so. I feel like this is actually doable. I won't be selling as much. So a little bit of messaging in upselling, that's what I'll need to work on, emails and just maybe calls and just follow up and like, hey,
Exactly. So we
Mhm.
can say upsell bookkeeping clients here.
Yeah.
And for bookkeeping, we can say upsell your tax clients.
Yeah.
And so we would do that starting probably, I think next month is where you start sending out your email sequences to say, hey, hey, such and such, you guys send all your tax clients. Hey, such and such, we paid your taxes this year. We were looking at your file and we noticed that there's some additional strategies that you could be taking advantage of. We wanted to get you on a call to see if it makes sense. Can you kind of book a call with us here? And you're going to use that call as opportunity to understand their current situation, desired situation, and then upsell them into bookkeeping. And then you do the same thing with your bookkeeping clients to upsell them onto CFO services.
Okay.
Or any other thing that might come up, because, when you're talking to these people, they're going to be telling you, what's going on, like, and how and what they see their year going like. And you want to just pay attention to that so that you can just make the offer for exactly what they need and want. And then the last thing I will put here is have specific, when I say launch, I really don't like using that word, but it's really the only way I can think of how to describe this, but launch dates and timelines on offering this particular type of service. So for instance, if I wanted to ramp up some CFO clients right now, I would say, okay, what is today? Today is the 20th. And I would, so I would say today is the 20th. Okay, we want to start our CFO campaign from the 24th to the 4th. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a CFO launch, right? And I'll get all my team behind it. We'll create social media graphics geared around CFO services and solve, and what pains and problems CFO services solves. And what I would do is I would actually go date by date on when I wanted to do a live video and when we want to send out email campaigns and what we actually want to talk about. So for instance, we'll just go to Google real quick. Which your niche is coaches and consultants.
Yes.
So we would just think about like, what's the main problem for coaches and consultants? And it could be something like, I don't know, like is failed payments a big issue for a lot of your people?
What you say, Krista?
Failed payments.
Yep. Failed payments, chargebacks. Yep. That's the main one, because they have those group programs they do. People pay monthly and people don't pay. Yeah.
Right. So who decides if Stripe user wins or loses? How do you win Stripe disputes? Why do payments fail on Stripe? So does Stripe allow chargebacks? Who decides if the Stripe user wins or loses a dispute? So these are some common questions. So one of my content pieces would be around how to win a chargeback, something like that. But I would create, let's just say, for instance, like a Trello card, and it would say CFO launch. And then for each day that I wanted to do a video and send out an email campaign, we'll have a very specific topic on CFO services that we wanted to talk about. And that would be exactly what we'll do. I do a live video, we'll do an email campaign, we'll send out a buyer attraction method, we'll make sure we have our graphics shored up by our content person, and that for 2 weeks straight, we're just focused on bringing in and calling in CFO clients. We might do a live webinar, if that's even something that, you know what I'm saying, that's more advanced, but that's something that you can incorporate. But the key that I just want you to hear is that you can call in any type of client that you want, just have a very specific launch timeline on when you want to call in that type of client, and then just start talking about the content that's actually going to call them in. You do need to have these people as friends on your page, right? So you would have needed to be friend requesting people and having a capture audience, right? So it's powerful when you can make a post to a very specific niche and you literally get 50 plus of that niche to comment on your post. You know what I'm saying? Because your friends list is so targeted, the people that you're connected with. So your niche, that when you do post content, when you do have a launch, when you are selling your services, when you are talking about their pains and problems, you call them in actually with ease.
I actually did that on one of the monthly classes that I'm going to do. I posted a post specific for, like, I call them CEOs and boss ladies. And whenever they comment, I know that's them. Like, I'm keeping a list, engaging on their posts. That's where I'm going to send some messages. But I know that when I post a link to my class, those are the people that will sign up. So I like that idea.
Exactly. So when you specific, you get it. You get when you're specific. Let me just put right here. So what I like to just do is let's just put I do a Trello card. We do graphics. And then you can't even launch it. Like, hey guys, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about how to bring in $50,000 additional in your coaching consulting business over the next 14 days, right? And then over the next 14 days, you're going to show up and talk about 5 different aspects of CFO services, right? Failed payments on one day. You're going to talk about analyzing their bookkeeping on another day, right? Like reviewing their profit and loss, their balance sheet. You're going to talk about, how they receive their money, right? Their AR, how to manage their AR, how to collect faster, how to entice people that have a failed payment. Like everything is going to be focused around gearing up, and then you're going to make offers on every call to be like, hey, if you want to win your chargebacks, or if you want to have KPI set up for your business, we are accepting a select few clients over the next 14 days for CFO services. You can book a strategy session with someone from my team by clicking below. And then that's just your launch for CFO. And then you do the same thing the next week for bookkeeping, and then the the next time for your monthly classes. So
Mm.
after a while, you won't have to launch as much because you can see like this is it's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy because you have to show up and do it. But once you do stir up all of this good marketing and create all of this awareness around your brand, after a year, another year, like you just gonna notice like things just gonna become more and more effortless. Like people are literally just gonna be reaching out to you. And then also you're gonna have what I call a body of content, right? Like you're gonna have assets online. So all of this content that you're gonna be creating, you're gonna leave it up and it's gonna continue to sell for you a year from now, 2 years from now, when people go and discover this information. Because guess what, when you do a video like this, you post it on social and you distribute it to all your social media channels like I teach you guys, you will start to rank for people who also ask. Like Google will actually just start recommending your information, YouTube will start recommending your information, Instagram, your keywords to be higher up in the algorithm, because you would have seasoned the algorithm. The longer your videos stay up and it's engaged, it's like it's being seasoned, right? So creating all of this year for all of you guys, like just staying consistent with your content and your outreach, you're building up momentum that eventually is just going to pay for itself a year from now, 2 years from now.
Right. Oh, thank you, Krista. I feel so much better. I feel like next year will be just like me just cruising and so thank you.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. Okay, so let's put this. So what questions do you have? What questions do you have?
Whew, I don't think I have any question. I think you just took the whole thing that was on my mind and put it there, and because I didn't know how to figure it out. I knew that I wanted to do this class. I know I want to do, but how? And you covered that really well. You also set up my team for me. So I think it's just for me to just go in and execute. um One thing that I just want to work on too, it's just mindset. Sometimes I get into that place of like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting all this, right? So I'm still working on that mindset. Um, but I think as I grow into business, my mind will be stronger in, how I show up. But I think I'm doing great. And I appreciate you, Krista, for all this you're doing for us.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. So while I'm typing up this, just talk to me a little bit, really quick about the mindset. What do you think it is about the mindset?
Honestly, Krista, remember how I started? I just, I just started last year with no clients. I was like, okay, let me just quit my job. So then all of a sudden, people just started coming. So I wasn't ready. I'll say that. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So sometimes I get into a place where like freeze. I know there's a lot of information. I don't know if anyone here can relate. But I have to like accept that, okay, abundance is there. This is me doing this and clients actually attracted to me. um I get in a place of overwhelm, but I think the main reason why I was overwhelmed is that I was doing everything myself,
Hmm.
from strategy session to preparation to offboarding. So it can be very overwhelming. But I think with the team, like since I started bringing these two guys and a bookkeeper, it's starting to get a little bit, easier. So
And so once you have the team, what other mindset pieces have you found yourself going through even after the team?
even after the team is just me still wanting to do everything. Like, okay, I know he did great, but I'm like, okay, let me do one more time just to make sure that everything else is great. So just that piece of acknowledging that I have someone who is able to do it, maybe comes with experience and time, and be comfortable with my team to actually do everything, because I know BW can take over the whole admin, but I still look at emails. I'm like, real, just let it go. But I'm learning. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey, even with you, Krista. I started in April with no clients, came in, get all the clients, and quit my job and all this. So I'm super grateful, Krista. You have no idea.
You did it, Ru. You did it. Okay. Like I commend all of you guys actually show up for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so exciting to see you guys actually just show up. And so let me just tell you, like the mindset piece is always there. Like it's something that you started from nothing. You grew this from nothing. And so it's okay to feel like to feel attached, right? That's normal. I would just say as long as you're willing, right? And you've already demonstrated that you're willing by hiring BW, by hiring the outsourced bookkeepers. Like you've already demonstrated that you're willing to trust other people because you can't get there by yourself. Like it's almost next to impossible, especially to scale to where you're scaling like almost $500,000. It's really hard to do that by yourself. So I'm confident that when you keep going, definitely take time off, guys, when you need it. Like I'm not saying work yourselves crazy because it's like, what's the point of making all this money now if you can't go to Africa and visit your family for an entire month and have peace of mind? It's like it's not, you want to put systems and policies in place so that you can step away and your business still runs. And that's something that I'm so passionate about because I wasn't never able to do that, right? Like if I stopped working, money stopped was coming in, you know what I'm saying? And so now I'm really passionate about you guys outsourcing because I see the freedom that you guys can get, and you still are profitable when you just let other people have a piece of the pie. You're actually able to get more time freedom. You're actually able to get more enjoyment out of scaling your business, and you actually can scale even faster because you're not the bottleneck anymore. So keep going, Ru. I just posted the link to Ru's coaching in the chat for anyone to swipe and for you to for you, Ru, to swipe. We actually went longer than I expected, but this I think was really helpful for a lot of people. Going through your situation. Let's open it up to questions really quick from anybody. And Ru, if you have any other questions, definitely let me know. Does anyone else have any questions about what we went through with Ru?
Congratulations, Ru, you did it. Woo-hoo.
Thank you.
Alita says, I showed you an Excel sheet that Maisha recreated. Hey, Alita, which Excel sheet? Are you talking about this Excel sheet that I showed on Ru's session? The 200.
No, I did find it. It was you had added it on to the sheet 3.0, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tax and accounting clients on demand 3. It was the last sheet on there, and I didn't click all the way through.
It didn't what all the way through?
I didn't go through all. You know how they have sheet 1, sheet 2. It was the last sheet added on. I just remember seeing it, but I found it.
Oh, you found it. Okay.
Yeah, because I love that sheet because the way it's set up, you can put the date, you can put how many you reached out to, on which platform, how many calls you made, how many connections, and that's what I was all day.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Because I got too many pieces of paper all over the place, and I need to get more organized.
Yeah, the Excel spreadsheet is going to help you guys do that. Yep, the Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah,
they're somewhat tedious, but it helps.
Yeah, because I'm on your challenge. I'm trying to do this challenge.
Okay. Awesome. Janetta, you have a question?
Yeah, that spreadsheet that you use, are you going to be able to share that with us as well?
That's in the program. That's
oh, okay.
The 250K spreadsheet. That's
oh yeah. Okay. See, I haven't gotten that far yet on that scale, so it was foreign to me. But I also wanted to just congratulate Ru and tell her like Loom is my best friend. I still work full time, so I don't have a lot of time to do the reviews and everything. So I've recorded the videos for like how to onboard yourself and how to navigate the portal, and then too with the reviews. So what I do, instead of sending them a copy to review, I just record the return and like explain it to them and send them that link to review. And then I've been using the e-signature, the e-file, with the last 5 digits of their social. So I haven't really experienced the actual like hand signing or the KBA or whatever it's called. So I haven't done that with any of my clients. All of them have like just chose a number to sign e-file their returns with. So maybe next year if I get any of those clients, I'll probably set up the Zoom. But yeah, Loom I love. I'm so glad you showed us that, Krista.
Yeah, so you use Loom to review their tax return. I forgot you said that.
Yeah. So I actually like just I print it out like you showed us, like print it out as a PDF, and then I'll record it on Loom, like me going like all the important sheets, and then I'll send that to them in an email and let them know like, hey, review this for your PII, you know, make sure all of your information is correct. That way I'm not giving them the actual copy in case they choose to run off. So, because I did have one guy do that. And I mean, his deposit he didn't get back, but he was able to, the rest of them going forward, they were able to just review and look and make sure that their personal information was correct, and then they'll give me a thumbs up to go ahead and e-file. But I didn't e-file until they paid their final invoice too. So I just sent them the link and say, hey, you know, review this and then pay your final invoice in Onboardable, and I'll upload a copy of your tax return to Onboardable. So Onboardable has definitely been a great investment. Thank you.
Awesome.
Like my one-stop shop.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for reminding me about the Loom thing for sure, because I forgot that you said you review the return on Loom and then you just send it to them. I like that idea.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't have time to like get on the call with everybody. I'm like, hey, but I did have some questions, but they'll like follow up with that email like, hey, can you, you know, tell me why I didn't get a deduction for this or something like that. And then I can just reply in the email or hop on a Zoom call then, you know.
Right. I love that. Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Let's see. How much would you pay someone who is preparing and reviewing returns? So most people that are outsourcing, they are paying anywhere between like $50 and $100 per return for like an outsourced preparer. And I think Nora asked that question. Let's see, any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have a question. I need a link to the course program. Please, I'm sorry, I keep my computer, I have to restart it, so I don't have the link anymore. Maybe to the program, to the course program, the link for taking the courses and all that.
Yep, I just put it in the chat for you.
Thank you. Maybe I won't.
Ruben says, "What are?" Oh, did you have any other questions, Francis?
No, it was really great class today. Really, really great. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
First, I have a question. I guess we're doing meetings in the mornings and at 12, right? On Mondays.
No, it's just 9 a.m. Is the mentor calls, and the coaching calls are 6:30 p.m. on Thursdays.
Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm off track. Congrats to Rue. I guess I had a question for, I guess, you with regards to what you stated about her having to outsource. Since she's trying to scale her business, it makes sense because she can't go it alone to outsource a lot of the, I guess, the tasks or the tasks that she feels comfortable with to other folks. I had like a business partner that I was working with because I still have a full-time job. And she totally dropped the ball. Like it was like my job to sort of get clients in. And so like, you know, Rue had the people that she worked with. So she had the job of doing the tax returns. I had the job to go and get the clients. And 30 clients, she just stopped responding. And so I'm now not as trusting. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess there's a risk with every business. I guess I'm just trying to get my mojo back. I mean, I was able to do the tax returns and, you know, file a few extensions, but within the space of from February to March, I grew from 6 tax clients to 32, and then I have 8 bookkeeping. She dropped the ball so bad that I was just ready to like quit. So I guess I'm trying to figure out for your mental space, like how do you sort of feel people out, or like what sort of homework should I be doing to make sure that I can trust the people I'm working with?
How long did you know that person before, the one that you partner with?
Oh God, a while. We even spoke with you on a call together. And, yeah, and she just said she was just going through some things and she didn't know how to tell me, and she just didn't answer. And I mean, I get it, things happen, it's a pandemic, but then I have from 5 to 32, and then like some really, like, you know, some of the clients are making over $1 million a year. So I'm like losing my shit. Like, I can't do this and do my 9 to 5. So like, I have someone else now, this other gentleman, but I still feel I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, how did you find him?
He actually did my cousin's taxes, and off the whim, I just called him like, hey, this is where I'm at. I'm going to be transparent with you. This is the deal. This is what happened. We have 32 clients that we have to file by the deadline. And I was just straightforward. And he was like, well, he doesn't want to talk to clients. He's fine with doing the returns as long as I get them and do the talking and the reviews. So I was just very honest with him. And I give him he gets 25% of each return. I didn't think it was a bad deal. He's a genius. He's pretty smart, but I'm just so nervous. Like this is really hectic. This is like my roughest. This is my first full-time season, but it was pretty bad.
Yeah, because you had to kind of transition at the last minute without the partner that you thought you were going to do business with.
And I got a promotion at my job right when I was about to quit. And I'm like, damn, do I quit? So it was just juggling too many different things. And now I'm just nervous. We went through your whole program together. You know, I showed her, we did it together, and I had my part. She did nothing. So now I'm just like, what the F?
Yeah, and that's happened to me several times. Like this trust me, this will be the last time someone leaves you in the lurch, or if something happens in the lurch where you're like, it didn't work out, or whatever the case may be, you feel like you got to start over from scratch. What I try to do is just mitigate the exposure to the client, and try to, I guess, divide the work amongst a few different people, because if one person holds too much power, they, as you see, if they leave, then that's it.
Right. Well, lesson learned, I guess.
Yeah. So what I've tried to do is, if someone does have a lot of power, I try to break that power up to say, okay, well, let's start training such and such, or let's get an administrative assistant, let's get another outsourced tax preparer, a bookkeeper, a data entry person, just so you can start building out your teams and your systems. So if one leg breaks, like it's still working. It's slower, but it's still working. And so I would say, yeah, having resiliency is definitely going to be a characteristic that you guys are going to have to nurture over time, like having the fortitude to keep persevering when things like this happen. And I think that's what you have done. Like you quickly pivoted, you found somebody. I do caution, from experience, of just hiring the first person because you are in a state of need, right? Because those relationships tend to not always work out as the best. So you want to get into a position where you're taking your time, you're hiring slow, or you're partnering with someone slowly, so that you can build up a mutual relationship and actually make that as a part of your principle, right? Like transparency as a part of your core principle, to say, hey, if things get tough, if things are not working, a big part of our core principle or our philosophy here is just to be transparent. I'm gonna be transparent with you. I'm gonna let you know the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And I really want you to be as transparent with me, and then live by that every day. Give people permission to feel comfortable coming to you or telling you things that, you know, they might not otherwise feel comfortable speaking on, and build that culture into your business. Now, I firmly believe like the culture starts with you as a person, you know what I'm saying? And I've heard some other people say that you can't build company culture without people, and I don't think that's true. I think your culture starts with how you interact with the client, how you behave, and how you communicate. And when you tell people what your standards are, you give them permission to partake in, I guess, level up to your standards, right? Like partake in how you like to communicate. So I would say rock out with this guy, but also start putting additional people, start scouting additional bookkeepers, start scouting tax professionals. And then, as I tell you guys all the time, like hire more than one person for a job. So if something doesn't work out, you got some wiggle room, and just let the people know that you're hiring. You're gonna say, hey, we're hiring multiple people on a trial basis, and we want to see how it's like to work together. You're going to be given various assignments sporadically, right? Because we're not in a position to just be shoving out work consistently right now. You just be honest, right? Like honesty is one of the strongest communication skills, because it's like you're just telling it like it is. Like, listen, here's where my business is at. Here's what we're trying to do. We want to get several partners, acclimated with how we onboard and workflow and offboard our clients. And we're going to be giving you work as it comes. We're going to pay commission or per client basis. And as we grow and we like working together and vice versa, you'll be given more work. And that way, when you hire a bookkeeper, you hire 3 at a time as opposed to just one, and then being burned. And now you got to start again, and being burned, now you got to start again.
What are your thoughts on, well, this particular guy, he's really, I guess, well-versed in like Schedule Cs and stuff. And that's where I'm at as well. I'm not really good in like the corporate taxes. I don't know if it's okay to even, is it to test the group or put out a message to see if there's anyone that's willing to train. I mean, I'll do some corporate returns for free just to learn the ins and outs. I don't know how that would go over, like putting that out in the group, because I don't think that's my specialty. Like I'm not well versed in corporation taxes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. If you want to post that in a group, sure. Yep. Post in a group, go on Upwork, go on Indeed. Yeah. And start scouting for some people. I still will do an interview and, see how you like people, see how they answer their questions, see just how the vibe is with several people,
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Awesome, guys. And then I think Ruben had one question here. He says, what are some trends you see this year in tax and accounting? There's quite a few different trends, but one of the things that I definitely see is probably, well, one, the government is going to be issuing out more stimulus and more guidance for tax work. So, they're going to be issuing out additional child tax credit payments starting in July. And so I see next tax season being, again, difficult, right? It's going to be changes on how things are taxed and how things should be reported. And so I do see, some guidance coming out, additional guidance on just how they are going to allow people to continue to move money around because of the pandemic. So you just want to prepare yourself for that. And then I do see, some declines in the stock market. Obviously, there's already been declines with Bitcoin. So whenever the financial markets are affected, and even real estate, like it's going to affect people's taxes, right? So I would just be studying tax law, really making sure that you understand like virtual currencies, making you understand how real estate transactions are taxed, Section 1031 exchanges. Like I would just be gearing up and just be knowledgeable on the tax law piece, because it's going to make the bookkeeping a lot easier too. Once you know how things are taxed, now you can properly advise your clients how they should be tracking and managing their money, right? So I do see like bankruptcies increasing. I think a lot of people might file for bankruptcy soon. There might be a shift where a lot of people are trying to write off a lot of debt that's been accumulated over the past couple of years. That might have a ripple effect on a lot of different things, right? Cancel debt, obviously everything is going to affect people's taxes. So I would say the best strategy right now is to shore up on tax law and probably be ready to answer a lot of tax planning questions for clients.
Okay. No, yeah, that makes sense too, because I was thinking this year, and I mean, I've been following the stock market, and with inflation and everything happening, and I don't know, like for instance, like since I'm like starting this year, let's say for example, like a financial crash happens, like similar to 2008, 2009. Would you say around that time that instead of like will there be a lot more like entrepreneurs wanting to start their businesses during that during like a financial collapse, or would you also say in addition to that too, are clients more hesitant to take their bookkeeping more in-house than to outsource that? Does that make sense? Kind of like from your experience.
From my experience, I think a lot more people are going to be starting businesses because of the sheer ease it is to start an online business now.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I feel like that's it's just trending upwards. Also, I read an article that a lot of people are going to have to switch their industry that they're in. A lot of industries are becoming obsolete, and that in the next 10 years, a lot of people, their jobs are going to literally become obsolete. And so I think I think you're going to see a lot more people educating themselves. I think online coursing, online education has already exploded. I think it's going to continue to explode because people want to understand how they can stay relevant, how they can bring in income outside of their 9 to 5. I think the pandemic actually showed a lot of people that they probably should have a second source of income somewhere. And I think a lot of people are starting to learn about the stock market. They're starting to learn about real estate. They want to learn about how to start a side business. And I think that's a great opportunity for tax and accounting professionals to help navigate these people through them to the gig economy, right? So a lot of people have entered the gig economy. So I think we have a lot of opportunity to help a lot of people with taxes on all sides, with stock markets, real estate, gig economy. Like they're hustling, right? They're hustling right now. And they're going to continue to hustle. And I think that's beautiful because now you guys can come in and educate and advise and provide services and provide training. Like this time is going to be a great time for tax and accounting professionals over the next several years.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I'm starting and everything like that, I just want to keep my eye on that stuff too. So I'm just curious to hear your responses. I know you've been in the game for a very long time, and I'm just starting. So I'm the type of person like I want to know. I want to pick your brain as much as I can before I start doing my own thing. But also I need to start. I can't just be overthinking. So thank you, Krista. Thank you, Krista.
Let's start. Okay. You heard Rue. She started in April of last year.
I know. My goal is this year. This is the year, Krista, 2021. This is it. I'm very serious about this. So thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Carla,
Krista.
Yeah, I was just reading your question too about something about tax planning. You said resources for tax planning.
Yeah, I wanted to, before you answer that question, just to give you props for giving me some great advice last year. But because of the pandemic, I wasn't able to really take it like head on. But they opened back up sports, and I've been going to a few track meets because my daughter also runs track, and I'm realizing that there are a lot of parents with kids that are going to college. So even though I'm looking at the high net worth client, I was overlooking the locals, and there are tons of business literally at a track meet, especially for those parents who need to get their taxes done for financially purposes, or they need their kids to get some idea of finances before they go away to college. So you had given me that advice previously, and I just wanted to tell you that it has paid off. And one of the coaches told me to get a DOE, because I'm in New York, a DOE vendor license, so I can come into the school and actually have meetings with the students and their parents, paid by the Board of Ed. So I just wanted to tell you thank you. That was pretty dope. And hopefully it'll start. I'll see it's the end of the school season. So hopefully by September, everything should be good.
Yeah, I love that
source of income.
Get it. I love that. And then you were talking about tax planning too. So one of the things that I would definitely, I think education is just the main pillar as far as just knowing what's available. I think is just game changer one. So for instance, we were talking about, Angelica brought it up on today's morning call about the research and development tax credit. And just knowing that something is available, you can better help your clients save on taxes, right? Reduce your tax liability, structure their business. So I would say whatever your niche is, I think the first step is to one, niche down, and then two, look on IRS publications to see what credits and deductions are available. And I would honestly start there, because like once you know what is available to them, that's really that's the tax plan. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people might put tax planning, they're probably giving tax planning too much I want to say credit than what it really needs. Like really, tax planning is just knowing like what are the available structuring credits and deductions a client can take, and that's going to come from you just niching down and then you geeking out. You can go straight to irs.gov and geek out on tax law for this particular industry. You can geek out on business tax credits. You can look at all the credits and deductions and what are some of the, you know, any CARES Act related tax strategies that people could possibly take pertaining to this year. And I think once you do that, that's like a really, really great start. And once that's mastered, it's like, okay, now you can start thinking about multiple entities and holding companies, and like that stuff is not as common though. You know what I'm saying? Like those advanced tax planning strategies are not as common, but the ones that are common, like the business credits, the work opportunity tax credit, you know, hiring certain disabled and veterans, like all of that is available right now to learn on irs.gov. And I would just geek out and just learn it. So when you do get clients, you know that, like, you know what to be looking out for. Janice says, how do you properly estimate taxes for federal state? Hey Janice, yeah, so you just use 1040 ES, and they have instructions on just walking you through like the entire process on how to calculate the due dates available. So I would just ask you, have you gone through 1040 ES instructions yet?
No.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it'll probably take you maybe 20 minutes, but I'm telling you, it's going to be, the information is going to be so valuable.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, guys. Great call tonight. Super excited for Rue. Definitely swipe her files and swipe her strategies, because you know what works. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do what is working, okay? And I will see you guys in a few days. Bye, guys.